For updates on sports stories across the globe, we're now being joined by Aaron Akerjola. Great to have you, Aaron.
Yes, thank you very much.
And AB Yomo in Birmingham.
Yes, certainly she will be chiming in because 11 days of festivities have come to an end. I must actually say that it was a party, talking about the Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games. It was one to remember. Before we talk about Team Nigeria and actually let's hear from AB, but let's actually just look at the closing ceremony, some of the best sights and sounds from the closing ceremony.
Yes, let's.
Yes, it was. I know, Tunde, you're still feeling
slighted.
I wish
I'd been there.
Yeah, I know you're feeling
crushed.
slighted, but certainly it was one to actually remember, as it was one very unique game whereby there were no parallels, or rather there was equity between the able-bodied athletes, or the athletes and the para-athletes, as they were given an opportunity to contest evenly in the course of the games. Midland certainly played a huge role in the closing ceremony, as the theme centered around the Midlands and what the struggle they went through in World War II and post-World War II. And Tundu, the Prince of Darkness himself, talking about Ozzy, decided to thrill the fans. They loved him, they celebrated with him, and showing that age is nothing but a number. All right, Ozzy Osbourne, as he says, Birmingham forever. That was his last statement, and it actually just echoed so much about the games. Now, talking about the side show of eyes, which was Team Nigeria from Africa. Team Nigeria literally had some of the best outings yet from this wonderful lady in weightlifting that started it off for us, Adijat, and not forgetting Chioma herself, actually bringing it in discourse, Azi in shot put, then the sensation herself, Tobi Amushong. Remember, she won 2 gold medals, one in the hurdles and the second one in the 4x100. Nwokocha, filled with joy, she actually just exploded with a lot of enthusiasm after winning that particular gold in the 4x100. Now, not forgetting Tobi Amuson's 12.30. So looking at that, it was quite astonishing. I'm not leaving out also Ese Brume and what she actually did for herself, setting a games record. It was quite astonishing for Team Nigeria, because when you actually look at it, the flag of Nigeria was hoisted time and time again. As a matter of fact, 12 times was the flag actually hoisted. The games one to always remember. Now let's turn our attention to AB. AB witnessed it all, and she's here to give us her own review of the Commonwealth Games 2022.
The Commonwealth Games era Tundu, and if I was something else, it was quite interesting. To a large extent, men were included. Women played more competitions this time out than the men. Cricket, T20I was involved without the men being there. So in general, the multicultural aspect of sports came out to play in the 2022 Birmingham Commonwealth Games. And like you said, the para-athletes were able to compete on the same level with the athletes. And for Team Nigeria, they surpassed the expectations of so many who thought the fact that they went to fewer contingents, they would not be able to achieve what they achieved. But they did that, and not just did they do that, they exceeded their own medals gold tally by getting a total of 12 medals at the Commonwealth Games, being the best African side at this year's Commonwealth Games.
AB, you're so lucky to have witnessed it. I want to know about the acts. There was everybody there. Dexy's Midnight Runners, like my favorite one-hit wonder. They only have one-hit song. Come on, Eileen, but I love it. They had UB40, Peaky Blinders. I missed the party. Tell me all about it. Make me jealous.
It was quite interesting. I think that was the highlight of it. I'm really not a fan of those artists, but the environment, the ambience, how everyone felt was something captivating. I felt part of it, and I joined in. The fireworks and everything was a sight to behold. It was something I have never seen before, and I quite enjoyed myself. Not just myself, everybody at the Alexandra Stadium enjoyed ourselves for that event.
All right, Abi, I'm shocked that you said that you're not a fan. So you didn't enjoy Red Red Wine blaring out the speakers by UB40? Are you kidding me? I mean, because you went to a real party and Ozzy was there in the party and everybody was blaring all the great rock songs. You hear the guitars and all of that. But hey, what are we to...
I had to join it.
You had to join it, honestly. What are we to take away from all of this? This is our best performance in terms of gold medals in the Commonwealth game. How can we be first three in the next Commonwealth Games? Because we ended 7th, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, 7th.
Yeah, how can we be first three?
Rufai, looking at how Nigeria can be first three, the only way possible is if Team Nigeria tries to involve herself in more of the games. You look at the numbers of games being played at that event, and you find that Nigeria only participated in 9 compared to other countries like India, compared to other countries like the England, Canada, and all, who participate in games like shooting, archery, do well in javelin, in synchronized diving. There's a lot of games you can play that gets you a lot of medals, and Nigeria doesn't do all that. The only way Nigeria can get on its first 5 medals table is if and only if they try to involve themselves in different sports. But Nigeria has some factors deterring them from doing that. For instance, the weather conditions. There are some sports that you can't really play in Nigeria. You can't actually incorporate into the Nigerian culture. It's not impossible, but it will be a lot difficult. That's why you see countries like Australia, you see countries like England, you see countries like India, you see countries like New Zealand doing so well in those aspects. Now, in Nigeria, there's some sports Nigeria cannot, like ice hockey. How is Nigeria going to participate in ice hockey? It's going to be a lot difficult for Nigeria to do that. Where are they going to get the snow from, the ice from? So in essence, Nigeria would only, I think the best Nigeria could do is even targeting finishing in top 5, first of all.
All right, I want to say thank you very much. Maybe we'll catch you on Newsday later on in the day. But in the meantime, let's turn our attention to Serena Williams. 430 days. That's the number between her last win and her latest win in Toronto at the National Bank Open going on right now in Canada. And Serena Williams actually won that particular one, and she was quite ecstatic about it. The crowd were loving her, cheering for her. She's over 40, and she's still waxing on. But a lot has changed in Serena's life. You can actually tell, because her child, Olympia, was there to actually celebrate with her later on as she actually went backstage. She was there to celebrate with her. So these are the things that you look at Serena and you say to yourself that maybe the near is end. There are talks that she's rumored to actually announce her retirement very soon after the US Open. Let's see what happens in Flushing Meadows. It's still next month. But looking at that, her statistics at the Canadian Open, 35 wins. And you look at this, over the years, she's actually invested heavily. She's worth well over 200 million. She's invested in Andela, UFC, Tunnel, and several other startups. You look at what she has actually done. It's been remarkable. She has some of the biggest backers as brands. She's a brand ambassador to some of the biggest sporting companies like Wilson, of course, Pepsi. You can name it all. They actually are behind her. She is settled, but she's still hungry to see if she can probably add just one more. I don't know if she can, but
I'm sure she can. You forgot to add, she's the greatest of all time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.